Hey guys, one more video to film. That's going to be a book review for Cold Summer by Gwen Cole, and I really enjoyed this book. I really want everyone to read it. It doesn't have that many ratings and I'm annoyed, but it did just come out like a month ago maybe? I'm not sure, but anyway, I'm excited to talk about this book, and there won't be any spoilers in this video, so you can be rest assured that I won't spoil anything, or try not to spoil anything. But anyway, I'm excited to get into this, so let's go. So this book is about a boy named Kale, and it's really weird because you've got Kale from Throne of Glass. So there's like Kale, and this is Kale. So he's actually spelt like Kale, this guy. And Kale is a time traveler, and once a week or every couple of weeks or once a month, he has to go back in time and he can't control it, and he gets sent back for a couple of days and then he comes straight back here, and it's something that he has never been able to control. But recently he has been going to World War II, and he is a soldier in that time, and then he comes back to our time for a couple of days and he goes back there, so it's getting shorter and shorter and shorter for him, the change between each one. And what's been happening to Kale is every time he comes back, he has been getting PTSD, and it's really severe for him. Like, he'll hear like a firework go off, or he'll have a freezer open, and it's like just these things remind him of the fact that he is experiencing World War II and the death of his friends around him and having to shoot people, and his life at home isn't that great. Like, his brother, like his whole family knew about it, but his parents never believed him, so they just sort of think that he is like a dropper. Like, he had to drop out of school, he can't keep work, he can't do anything, and his father's just getting more annoyed about him leaving so frequently, and his brother and sister know about it, but his sister is off with their mum because the mum left, and then the brother doesn't believe him, and he's just got nothing really holding him there, and it's very sad for him because he keeps going back and forward and back and forward, and he just has nothing to do. And then in walks Harper, who was the ex-girl next door, and they used to play together all the time when they were younger, and she's moved in because her mother hasn't been the best mother, and her father died when she was younger, so she's moved in with her uncle because her mother decided to just move to another country, and she's moved in with her uncle Jasper so that she can go to school and to have a life. And when she finds out that Cole's there, and then she's becomes sort of his like support network, and everything sort of goes from there. But it's just such an interesting story concept, having this person who has got post-traumatic stress disorder but like can't do anything about it because he can't tell anyone, and no one's gonna ever be able to understand what he's going through. And it's just such an interesting concept. Like, everyone check out this book. Cole was an interesting character, and the way he was able to deal with things was very well done. Like, even though he did have times where he would break everything and break down in tears and just try and get away, but it was just interesting how he was able to disconnect somewhat. Like, when he's in World War II, he doesn't think about the present, but when he's in the present, he would think about World War II. So it was interesting how he was able to just be able to be what he needed to be, and then how he had like his friends, and he was just a very interesting character for me, and very complex because of this issue. But the thing I liked about this book is, even though time travel is the main issue of this book, it read like a contemporary, and it was just such a it was just really about two people growing up and becoming who they need to be, and getting closer to their parents and their family, and like knowing what they're going to do in their lives. And I just loved it so much. Upper again was a bit of a complex character because like she seems like a very strong and happy person, but then she's got this like underneath part of her mother not being the best mother that she has ever hoped for. And that's never the good thing when you really want someone there for you and they're just not, and they're meant to be your parent and they're not there for you. But I really loved the way that she was able to make new friends, and like how she was there for her uncle because he like 4 years ago lost his wife, and that's like she always found it really hard to be in the house because that was always where the aunt was, and how they used to always do things together. And like it's very griefful, this book, but very like it was hot. Like, it got you right in the heart, but it made you really think about these things too. And I loved like the whole country town vibe that was going on, and everyone seemed to be there for each other, even though like not everyone. But I enjoyed the location and the setting, and how they would go in the forest and be in the lake, and then be going from like the coldness of World War II, and then you'd be here in the summer. That was all very interesting and done really well. And the plot, like, I feel like the plot was really more character driven, this book, because it was really just about the issues they had, but it developed quite nicely. But something though, for the blurb of the book, it's got how, oh, he's really upset, and then she's all upset too, and then Harper finds Kale's name in a historical article, and he's listed as a casualty of war. You don't find out about that until like 250 pages into the book, so it's kind of spoiling it for you, because like it says like the big plot is, oh, is Kale gonna die or is he not? And then you're like, when's it gonna actually happen? And then you got 100 pages left to be like, okay. okay, cool. Like, I feel like that's something you shouldn't put on the blurb, but again, you probably would, like, I mean, it probably gets people wanting to, like, read it and pick it up because it's like, ooh, is this going to happen or not? So that's something that I think, just let you guys know that even though that's at the back of the book, it takes a while for it to actually happen. Another thing too is I love the relationship between Uncle Jasper and Kale, because Jasper would actually go and pick up Kale, because Kale would always end up, like, he'd return on the side of the road or at a petrol station or somewhere far away, and Uncle Jasper was always there picking him up, and like they would work on cars together, and they really, like, I mean, I like the way that Kale was really obsessed with his own car, and he lost it a few times, and that was really something upsetting throughout the book. And like the relationship between Kale and his dad was really upsetting, because his dad was just giving up, and then at one point he was like gambling and at a bar, and like Kale got beat up because of it, and then like they really like finally, like, you wanted to really get that sense of like Kale's dad believing him and having a bond again, and I really love the development of that story. But overall, I really enjoyed this book, and I definitely think everyone should read it. It was really good. Like, it was a bit slow, but overall I gave it 5 stars, and I definitely recommend it. But anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!